He's here to make sure we behave.
It's a good idea.
I know. I'm going to show you a picture. This is the last time I spoke to you.
Yeah, I heard it was 2015, right?
Indeed, yeah. You had just
Where
gone.
was that?
That was in New York at that St. Regis Hotel. And it was my first year at ESPN.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you were one of my first interviews.
Perfect.
It's like memories. That's what I was like.
I just wanted to ask, I hope it's only good memories.
You were one of the best. That's what I told Jackie. I was like, oh, I haven't spoken to Kevin in 5 years. We should do it. But you were like really good and polite. And I mean, I spoke to Zlatan first, and Zlatan, David Luiz, Thiago Silva, and then you. And you were super, super nice. And I was like so nervous because I was all...
But you couldn't be more nervous with me than you have been with Zlatan, right?
Oh my God, Zlatan, I have a dog called Zlatan.
Really?
So here we are 5 years later. So we're gonna take it all the way back to 2015 when I first met you. We were both young and impressionable, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. You just signed with PSG. How would you just describe your whole time there? Because like you said, you were kind of nervous, weren't you?
Of course, I was nervous as hell. I was when I joined Paris. For me, yeah, kind of a dream came true. I remember when I saw for the first time, Zlatan coming through the door, like this 2 meter tall guy. It was really impressive, and for me, it was something, very fantastic.
I remember that time because when I spoke to Zlatan, and since my dog's name is Zlatan, he knows that I support Manchester United.
How come Manchester United if you don't live?
They never had a king, they had a god in Milan. So he's like, but the thing is, he's talking very much, but he's also performing.
I remember following you and you became like German Brazilian. You were hanging with everyone by the Eiffel Tower, New Year's, everything. So you're kind of like German Zillion now, aren't you?
I'm kind of German, like these working things and being having this discipline and everything. But besides that, I'm sometimes not that German. I remember it was the first time was the birthday of Maxwell, and they told me, Kevin, it's a surprise for Maxwell, so don't tell him anything. We're gonna meet there 8 o'clock, so we're gonna surprise him. I said okay, and I arrived at 7:50, and I thought, okay, I'm already late. The first one coming to the surprising party was at 8:15, something like this. So it was like 8:15, 8:30, something like that. I was like, okay, it's 8 o'clock, surprising party. So what's going on here?
I'm laughing so much because I know my two producers, even though you can't see their camera, they're probably laughing now because I would have been there 8:30 because Jamaica time is just like Brazilian time, except for probably worse. And living now here in England, everyone's like, we'll meet at the pub at 5, and I show up 6:30, and everyone's like, what's wrong with you? Fast forward now to 2016, have to stick a pin there because it has to do with the Olympics in Brazil. Neymar always like in the headlines and in the media. I mean, our people, we know this. He sometimes gets like the wrong reputation sometimes, but you know, I think he looks like an absolute blast. I'm just trying to get invited to his parties.
He's such a nice guy with a really big heart. He's not like a real football player. He's like a rock star. He's like a world. You know, everybody knows him. So of course, sometimes private life for him can be difficult too.
And then now we fast forward to 2017/2018. This time we're gonna have to talk about Germany. Confederations Cup. You look worried.
Yeah, I thought we're going straight to the World Cup, but the Confederations Cup is fine for me.
Fast forward now to 2018. Kevin. What happened there?
Everybody was shocked. Nobody could believe it. When I was talking to my fiance, she's like, "What do you mean you're gonna go home?" I said, "Yeah, we just lost the game today. We out." And she says, "No, I don't believe that. Don't fool me." I said, "No, we're gonna go home tomorrow, unfortunately." And she was making her plans, staying there, watching the Brazilian games, the German games, and all these things, and also her, she couldn't, as everybody else, nobody could believe what just happened.
I mean, before we start to wrap things up, definitely have to get into Frankfurt now, because 2018, at least after some of the World Cup stink came, you went on loan to Frankfurt, and then you made it official in 2019. At what point did you know, yes, I want to be back, this is where it's set for me?
Well, 2018, after the World Cup, we had some discussions in Paris, and I just felt that I need some fresh air, that I need to change something, and I had the opportunity to go back to Frankfurt. We always were in talks, we never really lost contact, but it was at the very end of the transfer period when everything became like really serious, and within 2 or 3 days everything was closed. And for me, the decision to go back there was very easy, because I knew everything, and the coach and the responsible people.
What do you love the most, I suppose, about Frankfurt? Because I feel like a lot of people that do watch ESPN tend to just always see Bayern, Dortmund, now Leipzig and Mönchengladbach, because they've been coming up. But it is usually Bayern, Dortmund. But for Frankfurt, I'm the newest Frankfurt fan. What's so special about the club that you love the most?
I think especially 2018, I had like many people talking to me, never really were attached to Frankfurt, but they were watching our games and our performances in Europa League, in the Championship. They were seeing our fans, the atmosphere in the stadium, and they all of a sudden they became fans of Frankfurt, because they said like the way you play, it's just like you just want to watch your game. You know, you have the atmosphere in the stadium, the fans, they're crazy, they're pushing you. The way you play is like just fantastic. You know, it's fun to watch you guys. For the
Bundesliga, as of now, I guess 2020 will end on 2020. I know I spoke to Lewandowski earlier this year, a few months ago, and he said that at one point, especially in January, he and Bayern were looking at some of the other teams coming up and challenging them like, "Ooh, this is getting a little too close for comfort." You know, do you feel overall the Bundesliga is just getting that much more competitive, that it might not be always Bayern?
I mean, Bayern is Bayern. Seeing the whole season, 34 games, they probably have the best team. But right now you can see that it's very equal. And I think for the fans, it would be much more interesting if these other teams could challenge like Paris, or in our case, Bayern.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Kevin. Muito obrigada. Dankeschön. Dankeschön, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, see, I'm multilingual now too, but thank you. You've sold me. We're already booking our flight to Frankfurt, COVID pending. I will hope to come and spend time. I've heard so many good things about the city, and then maybe we'll have a Brazilian party. I'll bring the brigadeiro. I can make a brigadeiro, so
let's see that when that's possible again. I think for these official parties it takes some time, unfortunately, but let's see.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.